Hello and welcome. This is Diana, and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be a sign for, it's going to be a reading for Aries. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. For those of you that ground your energy during a reading, go ahead and ground your energy. You are more. Immense growth, metamorphosis, illusions. It's kind of like there is a clear, whatever's been holding you up, like those chains have fallen and broken. They are no longer relevant to the where you're going and the what you're in the process of creating. It's kind of like somebody has realized like that you are the creator. And it's really like the shift in your own divine perspective of like how you're now looking at things. It's, I was kind of reminded this when I was working with a client, and it's like you have to consciously, every time your thought form is taking you down a road of negativity or a lack or a it's not here yet, you have to consciously say fuck you. You have to literally tell that entity, get out of my space. You're not allowed to be here. I don't want you, and that is not the way I think now. And it's you softly taking back your sovereignty, right? It's you amplifying your growth and the way that you are currently vibrating. And like through, I mean, maybe you're looking at like 369 method in repeating patterns, in like journaling out what it is you want repetitively, or a mind movie, a mind map. But whatever you are doing, it is forcing a metamorphosis of like your own subconscious. Like you're literally getting out of bindings and you're stepping into like a self mastery of like, it's kind of like the inner knowledge and the places where you were wobbly in regards to your communication style. It's literally amplifying. And so like hearts, like, cause remember again, we're still in like the reset of like the year. And so, and plus there was a super moon and there's all this crazy ass energy, right? And so helping yourself like shift in whatever's sitting in your solar plex or sacral, just kind of identify it and push it out of your field, right? Just kind of see it and say it can be released, right? Like with vision, with knowledge, with awareness, with your ability to see, like it has to go. If you call it out and you say, I know you're not mine and you got to go, like, and you step in truth, you step in light, you step in transparency, like it is literally leaving, right? And if something is refusing to get out of your field, you have to ask, like, what is it that's keeping it tethered to you? What is keeping that emotion, that up and down, alive, right? Where are these? Mm, They just said it's like it's a rigid compromise, and I don't know how that is because rigid is quite straight, right? It's stringent. And then like a compromise clearly states that you're bending the what it is you. Oh, damn. So somebody could very well have been bending the truth with you to try to keep you stuck in a paradigm where you were in a victimhood mentality, right? Keeping you paralyzed and unable to proceed forward. And there can be divine intervention in that, right? Like you seeing through the illusions, like you seeing that you are tired, Aries, of being in that state of being where you are. Mm, it's in that old perspective. It's like if you think you can, then you can. If you think you can't, you also can't, right? It's like whatever is the magical power between like the mental, they said topography, Um, and they're showing me like rolling hills. I don't know, like different variations of caverns. But something in you is going to be activating to bring out whatever karmic justice you have been under. And it's the same thing, right? If somebody's been messing with you and you didn't know because you were going through a traumatic response, like you were in a state of recalibration, right? Because you didn't even realize that that was something outside of you, because we're not taught to ask like, okay, I'm having a mental breakdown. Is this something happening outside of me? Or because we are taught we have to believe it's just us, right? And so, yeah, it's a conception of the thought form. And so, yeah, somebody literally tried to impede your self-mastery of divine empress energy, almost putting fear, doubt, manipulation in your field, so much so that you would not birth a rainbow. Yeah, it's like, so here's the thing, right? If you're chosen, if you believe yourself to be a chosen one, if you believe yourself to be an indigo, if you have an orb when you take a picture of the sun, and it is an indigo, you are an indigo. If you have like it has like a rainbow kind of crystalline looking orb, it's white usually, then that means you are a crystalline, right? And so these energetic frequencies, that is like your base set for your auric field, right? That is like a pre-coded codex that has been activated within your cell memory at the time of incarnation. And so it's to make it so you don't come into relationships, so you don't come into high vibe, to where you are not understanding your purpose. And it's literally making you find a different way of self-mastery, of self-improvement. It's literally like, so what it did is it just kind of recurved the way that you are manifesting in reality. If anything, all the shit that people did against you, and you're going to see omens that are going to confirm that this is your message, right? Because I'm talking to somebody who has magical powers. And like through your self-resiliency, you are now a walking magnet. You've like stepped into your divine feminine energy, and you are attracting, right? Like you are attracting new beginnings, a fresh, grounded, reflective energy. It's you literally stepping into a state of harmony, and it's a state of renewing. And it's because you shifted your energetic frequency of where you've been vibrating at through this metamorphosis. Yeah, whatever that phase was, right? Taking a walk in nature today, and consciously connecting to Mother Earth is going to be key to your evolvement, your evolution. Every self-honoring boundary you set has a potential to heal another, right? And then it's identifying, hey, you are fully in balance. Like, I don't want to mess with that. I hold my sacred space. You could quite possibly be re-evaluating like what you're eating, how you're eating it, and what's affecting your body, right? Because again, it's like if you are so boxed in, even though you're getting a particular state of nutrients, right? Like it's this many carbs and this much protein and these many da 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 da, right? And you're so stringent in the process, your body's not enjoying it. And so if your body's not enjoying it, what roadblocks are you putting in front of yourself? Yes, you're a fine oiled machine. But if you are not in a state where you are rejoicing in the accomplishment, rejoicing in the accomplishment of the what you're doing, then you're going to have roadblocks, right? Like you have to bless your food, you have to bless your water, you have to give thanks, right? It is a form of a manifestation, whatever you're trying to manifest into your reality, be it a baby, be it your dream body, be it your partner, like however you're proceeding forward. It's understanding and breaking down the cycles and phases of repetitiveness, understanding where Saturn's 9-year cycle plays in your overall evolution, because it hits you at different times and different phases of your age bracket, right? And so understanding the breakdown of numerology, astrology, it's blood type. There's like so many different roadmaps, your human design, like how you're projecting out your energy, what your energy of manifestation is. It's like all of these things culminate into like you getting out of like the victimhood mentality, the anxiety, the impediments, like because love and hate can't vibrate in the same space. And the thing is the world is giving you, trying to dump off the energy of anger or the energy of frustration or the energy of impediment, right? And if you're going to be watching like the news, if you're going to be watching these highlighting reels, like ask God for the armor and to like protect your heart, right? To allow you to be in a neutral state of being to where you are the observer. And like, because again, it's literally affecting the way that you're manifesting. So calling out those energies and stepping into the alignment of consciousness is going to help your manifestations, right? Because the devil is here to tempt you. This is a seven chalices. Like it says, all this will be given to you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. Matthew 4:19. And it's a temptation of Christ. And in truth, like that is the what, like I'll give you all the riches, I'll give you all the financial abundance, I will give you everything, but you have to succumb your entire body to me, right? And you see people out there in these satanic contracts, and that affects you when you watch these people. Like it actually affects your soul. And so like how do you actually break the cycle? You become the magician, right? Like you step into your divine abundance and you call. And they just said you go into the Father's house, right? Like as I don't know, maybe somebody's going back to church. Maybe somebody is trying to, become a high priestess, right? Coming into like your own alchemist state. It's through the frequency of whatever you are manifesting. It's that commanding in your voice. It's the stepping into the divine path and purpose that God has intended for you, right? And it's understanding like they're just kind of showing me like a breakdown of like past life regression, like of all the lessons and all the lifetimes that you've had to learn, the different phases that you've had to walk on this planet to walk off planet. And it's the shift in the understanding of the accountability, like what's happening outside of me, what's happening inside of me, and what actually belongs to me, right? Even in the heat of the moment of the reactive state of being, right? When you are fully kind of like re-honing your skills to align with God. It's through, they're just saying time. It's almost time. And again, you have to think too, like this rainbow is going to be coming onto the planet at the particular, at the moment that it's supposed to. Advice. Thank you. So some of you have held true to like your standards, to like honoring your wounded journey, right? And really truly stepping into the uniqueness of the who you are, the uniqueness of your signature, of your energy, right? And so It's kind of like an honoring and reflecting the journey to come into the high priestess energy, coming into the reflectiveness of the sacrifice. Yeah, this is like the last step for you to this. If you're wobbling right now, just ground your energy and identify where it's living at in your body, in your sinuses, in your back. Some of you, it's your vision. Some of it's like literally in your blood. It's high blood pressure. If you can get into a sauna, I would suggest doing that. I would reflect and ask your guides for highest and best purpose to like readjust whatever it is that you're going through, be it digestive situation, be it like your luck's been off. Like, there is this like shift and they keep showing me spring. 313 may be a number that you're going to see, 222, 176, 999, 172 may all be relevant for you. Is there, why do I want to get this again? There's one more. Lord Shiva, transcendence, and listen deeply. Yeah, it's kind of like allowing spirit to like hold space for you through your prayer and contemplation, through the rebalance and revitalization of like this next phase, right? And so I would suggest if there is anything that's been currently impeding you or has been attempting to impede you through old thought forms that are keeping you struck, trapped in a state of victimhood, in a state of anxiety, in a state of powerlessness, like call that bitch to the mat. Like call her to the front and center and say, I see you. And I don't subscribe to any of this anymore because I am stepping into my divine purpose of what God has put me on this earth to do. And nothing and no one, no spirit in a body or out of a body is going to impede what God has intended for me to do. Right? And then like pause and listen and allow God to rise up in you, that fiery presence, that violet flame, right? So that you can then dance with the cosmos. You can then pick exactly the pathway that you want to go down in a carefree manner without impediment, right? It's just like all of a sudden everything dissipates. You step into your divine soul's residence and nothing and no one outside of you can impede you. It's just the way it is. And for some of you, maybe you need to journal it down or write it down on a piece of paper and burn it. And then like allow whatever that energy, because when you write things down, what it does is it takes it from the physical body and it throws it out of the body and it puts it on the paper, right? Because the body is constantly revisiting and reevaluating and revisiting and reevaluating and trying to keep you in a loop and trying to keep you out of a state of like grace, to try to keep you out of a state of like receptive love, right? That balance. And it's really important for you to get a gain, to get a grounding on that, so that that way you can incarnate these rainbows, because you do not, like the rainbows that are going to be coming in have no karma. And so in order to manifest this phase, this new phase, like you are going to have to be vulnerable with God, is what they just said, and hit your knees. And here's the thing, right? Is like even a victim can react out of, like, you have to, they're saying you have to forgive yourself. So for those of you that have never done Hapona Ona Ono, I would suggest doing that and looking in the mirror. And going through that process. I thank you for walking with me through this journey. I'm sorry that you didn't do the things that I needed you to do because you didn't know what I needed you to do, whatever it is for you. Like, it's going through and breaking down those illusions of impediment, right? And then in the end, just coming back to, I fully, wholeheartedly forgive you, and then the hands become untied, right? Then the anxiety dissipates and it releases. It's the shifting of the consciousness saying, devil, I will not, regardless of what you're attempting to do, I know my pathway and I know my purpose, right? Somebody also could have very well had a Kundalini awakening. And remember, there's always a period of recalibration after that. Yeah, I just would say, like, over the next couple of days until the new moon, I would write down the words of affirmation for good luck. Yeah, and so your zodiac, you could very well be attempting to shift energetic frequencies through the utilization of deities, or working with ruins and a pendulum, right? And again, and possibly like oracles, playing with oracles to gain insight. That could be something that you're planning on doing. I'm going to leave that there, Aries. If something in this happened to resonate with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you would like a reading or a healing, all the information is listed below and on my website. And all readings are recorded. You just would fill out all the information that pertains to a reading. If you want a hypnotherapy session, there are also questions there that walk you through those things. And until next time, be well. Ciao.